All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Train Sim World 2 live stream. We are on the West Somerset Railway. We are going to be in the Class 33, going from Minehead to Bishops Lydeard. Lydeard? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's still early in the morning. I'm still waking up. My pronunciation may be off. Let's get in here, get the locomotive set up, and we'll be on our way. Alright, we are going to start right off. Wow, we didn't even have to load up passengers or anything. So let's get our master key on. Let's get our reverser into forward. Let's get all our lights on. Get our brakes off. Get those released. Why does it sound like the engine's on? Yeah, that might be something we're missing. Alright, now I think we're in business. Handbrake is released. Headlights on. Lights are on. Destination light is on. Alright. We are ready to get underway. Yeah. Dunster is our first stop. Morning, Mick. How are you? So this is essentially a heritage railway. You could take rides up and down the line. Bit of seaside sort of stops along the way. Alright. The biggest complaint. So when I looked at this on Train Sim World 2020 when it was available, or I think when I got into that game, a lot of the routes had been released already. I think I came in right at the tail end of the life of Train Sim World 2020, but the biggest complaint people had about this route was it was too slow. What people seem to forget is that this is a historic railway. This isn't like a daily, I'm sure maybe some people who live, at one end or somewhere along the way, they may take it to another station or something for work or whatever, but it's not like a commuter sort of railway. It's just supposed to be a nice, relaxing, these really nice coaches. It's a more touristy sort of thing than it is a, expressway or anything like that. So, but I like it. We haven't been on here in a while, but I think it'll be fun. It's one of those often overlooked, mainly because of the speed, So, yeah. Generally, you're going to be at about 25 miles an hour most of the way. It's going to take a bit of time. Morning, Patrick. Welcome. I figured this would be a good Sunday morning sort of, you know, not the hustle and bustle of the city or anything, just a nice train ride through the country. Yeah, it's a nice relaxing route. You know, it is a bit challenging because you do have some up and downhill sort of action, and you know, if you try to keep within the speed limit, it's not so simple. But yeah, it's not too bad. You know, one of the things that I always love about this game is it doesn't always have to be about speed, you know. There's nothing wrong with taking a nice relaxing train ride in the game, or you know, driving a nice relaxing route. I mean, heck, if you want, you can, you know, if you don't want to drive the train, you can spawn in and ride as a passenger, you know. But you're going to be bored after a while because it's not going to go any faster just because you're a passenger, you know. Let's get a little bit of brake on. And I think this is the first route that I driven in, not that I've ridden in it, but driven that it's predominantly single track for a good portion of the journey. The only time the train coming from the other direction could pass you is at a station, you know, most of the time. Which I thought was, you know, otherwise they're gonna have to wait until, you know, like here they would have to wait. Well, there's not even a place to wait. They would have to wait elsewhere. They'd have to wait there at another station. Yep, we're gonna be late getting into here. That's okay. We're not. It's a. I used to live in some. Oh, nice, Mick. I'm sure it was a very lovely sort of area. Looks like it. Although it's in the game, you know, it's hard to say if it's lovely. I mean, it would appear to be, but things change. Yeah, it looks like it will be a really nice place to live. And they have these different. We've got the cream and brown. And I think at the tail end, no, ours are all cream and brown. I do kind of like the ones. We'll see if another service passes us. It's like the cream and red. I do like that paint scheme. But it's got the West Somerset Railway logo here. So does the locomotive. Well, it's got the British Railways. The only thing is the brakes seem to take forever to release. Alright, Blue Anchor is next. Should see that speed increase here any moment now. There we go. I just noticed this. I didn't notice it before. Or maybe I had and I just forgot. But the backup driver has their own set of controls there. The second I don't want to say backup driver, but the second operator, co-driver, whatever, has a set of controls over there as well. I just realized that. Well, I should have thrown the AWS on. We'll leave it off. That's fine. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. Alright, coming to Blue Anchor. Yeah, I wouldn't mind waking up to, if you live across the road there, maybe just a little bit up from the ocean. That'd be okay. But you wake up and have a nice coastal view there. That would be okay. Go for a walk on the beach. Sounds good to me. Oh, so there is a train that's been waiting for us. Oh, it's a class, looks like a class 8? The 08 or... Yeah, so once we get farther enough past the signal there, they'll take off. Oh, they got the same paint scheme as we do. There's the cream and red. There we go. Oh boy. Weird. Alright, so the other one's just now leaving. So that switcher's on locomotive duty today. There's one of the collectibles, the fire buckets. You can go around and refill it with sand. Washford will be next. Now I wonder how, Mick, have you ever been in one of these sort of camper little things, or is this like just something that they put together for the game that I would think, I mean, they look like something that could be there in real life, but I can't imagine that they would be very, I don't know how comfortable they are. Does it have like a, bathroom with a shower and all that in there, or is it like a campsite where you got to go to a, it's like a shared bathroom sort of place? There's now a museum there at that station. Oh, nice. Very cool. I remember the Top Gear episode where they were talking about when caravanning became a big deal, and Clarkson and them were kind of perplexed as to why it was such a big deal. The caravans, I mean. So then people buy them and bring them to a campsite, and they leave it there during the season, and then they remove it maybe when the camping season is over, I'm guessing. Washford is there. We still got quite a ways to go. Washford, then Watchett will be next. With everything you need. Oh, nice. Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, it seems very similar to what I mean, they don't have a caravan. They have a trailer or an RV that they had. Excuse me. They had an RV, and then they traded that in for a trailer, and they take that up to the lake. They have a campground or camp area that is reserved for them. They pay like a fee ahead of time to reserve their spot, and then they bring it up in about April or May, depending on the weather, and then it's there until the end of the season, and then they take it back to where they live. Then they may need to get it serviced or something like that, or repaired or whatever, small things, and so they have to take it somewhere for that as well. But yeah, it's got a bedroom area and a small bathroom with a shower. And it's got a little kitchen type area. And a small living room sort of area as well. But definitely no place for guests. That's the only thing, is if I go to visit them while they're at the lake, there's really no place for me to sleep except on the couch, which is not very comfortable or very big. So at the old campground where they used to stay at during the summer, you could throw up a tent on your rental property. Excuse me, I don't know why I've got such a crazy throat today. Not like I'm coming down with something, but just my throat's a little dry or whatever. Anyway, yeah, the old one you could put up a tent for your guests if you wanted to. So, yeah. All right, coming into Washford. Having a heck of a time judging those stopping distances. I like this bit of a touch in here on the the fuel tank. You know, you got the spillage and stuff, and it's, you know, kind of stained the side of the tank there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Interesting little touch. So I wouldn't mind living around here somewhere. You just come over every day, do a little bit of train watching, get some pictures of the historic locomotives on the route. And yeah, somebody's got a caravan parked here in their backyard. Maybe that's for the in-laws. You can't stay in the house, but you can stay in the caravan. Alright, watch it, and then Donford Halt. Doniford. Not Donford. Doniford Halt. I may butcher these names by accident. I try to pronounce them correctly. This 10 mile an hour. Are we coming by it? No, we are not coming by a station, so I don't. It's kind of strange that we would slow down to 10 miles an hour through here. I don't know what the deal is here. Oh, maybe because we're on a down slope and it's more for controlling the train and the speed and... Apparently, or the Outlaws, huh? Apparently, the Bristol Channel that you're following, loads of boats traveled along it and sunk there and lots of oil beneath the sand, which is the color blue. Oh! Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Huh. Learn something new. Or the the Outlaws. Well, maybe more specifically, the mother-in-law. Not necessarily the in-laws, but the mother-in-law is usually the one that most husbands have the trouble with, I guess. Oh boy. Hopefully everybody's having a good Sunday morning / afternoon. A local told us that on the local beaches they do have warning signs up due to sinking in the sand and oil. Oh, interesting. A little bit of throttle on because we're not quite there yet. Those distances can be very deceiving. Ooh, we're going to come. It's going to be a bit of a. We go a little uphill, and then all of a sudden we're down. It's like we're right on a roller coaster, too, you know. 1 minute you're going uphill, the next minute you're going downhill. It does make the braking distances a bit more challenging, for sure, with the uphill, downhill. We don't want to go sliding past our stop point, and heaven forbid that there's a red at the other end and we end up spatting. And we don't want to stop way short either, which is almost seemed a certainty there for a moment. All right, at least we're on flat ground. We're gonna finally nail a stop. Yay us. And everybody is on the platform. Good. Now I'm guessing this building here, oh yeah, so there's a museum here. Boat museum. Oh, interesting. I guess that kind of makes sense. You'd pull your boat into the building there, and it was tall enough. I mean, of course, your masts were all down so that they could bring the boat in for service or whatever, maybe. Oh. There's the pier, or the docks and everything. The harbor, that's what I'm looking for, the harbor. Not the pier, the harbor. Doniford Halt is next. Quick run up the road there to Doniford. Or is it Doniford? Doniford, I'm not sure. Your Woollerton is next after that. I do like these old stone bridges like this. That is really awesome. Back when they built things to last. Be a nice view from here. Wake up in the morning, although I would imagine the morning it's all foggy and overcast and such, but we're even here at the caravan site. You know, you wake up in the morning, you just walk right over, you got picnic tables and you got the beach to walk along right there. Although it looks like I can get down to the beach with the I'm sure there's a walking path somewhere. Yeah, I like those. I mean, that's just, it's really amazing the that, they were made very long time ago, and now they're still, still standing. All right. Oh yeah, I remember. This is like a very short station. It'd be interesting to hear if engineering students go and study those bridges to learn maybe a little something about their construction. If there's any lessons to be learned and how these were made that can apply to modern structural engineering today. Oh, now that looks kind of... What? Oh, that's supposed to be a shadow, I guess. Oh my lord. Honey, the roadway disappears after a while. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't have seen that. I shouldn't have looked. That's what I get for looking. Yeah, because I kind of think that that's something... There's something of value in those structures that maybe modern structural engineers could learn from. Some lessons maybe to be learned there. I would think. I don't know. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we have the same thing a lot of times on libraries. Who the architect was and who commissioned it, when it was, when it was started, when it was completed, sort of thing. One of the things that's always fascinating me is that a lot of these, the libraries and, the more modern ones were very, as I understand it, the way, when I read some history about their design, was very progressive in design. And they're very, like the library, I really wish I'd walked over there when I was back in my hometown, because it was such a really neat place. You walked in, but it had like sunken seating, and the back before the internet, you had the microfiche film machine that you could pull up articles or old newspapers looking for information if you were working on a paper or something. But it was very small, and it kind of outgrew itself, and they eventually had to open up a new library, which is way more modern, has more computers and stuff like that. Although most people don't. That's the weird thing. Most people don't go to libraries to check out books. They go there to use the computer. So, not everybody can afford to have one at home or afford internet access. So that's their I have a library card. I think it's in my wallet somewhere, but that was my backup if my internet got cut off, or I needed to check emails or whatever. I mean, I could do that on my phone, obviously. But if I wanted to do stuff and work on things, I would have to go there and use their computer. So we're going a little fast here. That's okay. It's fine, as Joe would say. It's fine. Hello, Mr. Addies. Welcome. How are you? How's the world of Mr. Adams going? Hopefully you're doing well. Now see, this is weird. We're going to come into Williton. We're going to be early. And we're going to have to sit there for like almost 3 minutes. Maybe about 2.5. Here's one of the other locomotives on the railway there, waiting for us to pass so that they can get underway. Oh, there's that, yeah, there's that cream and red I like. Yeah. Gotta do bed. Oh, that's good. That always helps. Hopefully you're sleeping better because of that. Usually they say that's the one reason why people sleep so poorly is because their bed is old. Wow, they are just zipping out of here. Look at that. They're like, we got tired of waiting. Yeah, we gotta wait about 2 minutes. So we're back on time. Might be the only one that we get. Is that without bars this time? Oh boy. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen people walking along these little pathways here. Now that's interesting. This one's closed. This one's open. But I guess that way if people are catching the train going towards Minehead, they would just, instead of walking across, although, you know, it's safe right now, they could, in theory, walk across if they wanted to, but that's interesting that that's closed. Or that's open. But the one going over here is closed. Oh, there's the milk jug. That's another one of the collectibles. They have that one. They have the... Let's see. Should be a... I think there's a map around here. Somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe is it on this side? You have maps. You also have... shredded suet sold in cardboard boxes. Huh. Something about lozenges. Use pure concentrated cocoa. Huh. Okay. Oops. Let's get the doors shut so we can get underway here. Lost track of the time. Alright. Stogumber, I think is how it's pronounced, is next. I'm guessing. So, Mr. Addies, are you still there? Or did you bugger off? I was going to ask you, it's been so quiet yesterday and today and day before. Yeah, I think people are, we're in August now, and I think people are getting ready to, students are getting ready to go back to school soon, and, people are trying to fit in their last bit of vacation before all that, and, so, how things with Zoe? I haven't had a chance to ask you in a while. Are you guys still together, or? And if so, well, good for you. And if not, well, stuff happens. We're not even halfway. Both good things? Yeah, oh, good. Glad to hear it, Joseph. Glad to hear that. Good for you. $7:30-ish. Yeah, 7:25, almost 7:30. Yeah, we're gonna have it's gonna be a short break by the time we get done with this, which is fine, and that's okay. We'll be back at 9 for our flight today from the Hearst Ranch Airport, which I'm dead certain is a private airport. That's why we weren't getting any taxi instructions or talking to anybody. I think it's just only people who are authorized. A little bit of arguing sometimes. Well, that happens too. That's, it is what it is. As long as you make up and move forward, that's all that counts. If you stop making up and stop moving forward, that's when things aren't going so well. Do we have we don't have a whistle in here, do we? I don't think. I have like a depot whistle. I don't think so. Stogumber is next, Nick. I'm guessing I'm pronouncing that correctly. We get about just under 2 miles to our next stop, and then after that will be Crocombe Heathfield. Crocombe. So yeah, should be a good flight today. Have a nice sunrise there on the west coast. So, Mick, how are you finding Flight Simulator? Did some of those, or that one person whose channel I recommended to you, is that helping out some, hopefully? Got that looping. Oh, nice. Glad to hear it, Mick. Glad to hear it. Now I'm hoping I've sorted my co-pilot and his shenanigans. I'm going to check the settings. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm completely logged out, log back in, and then check all my settings to make sure that they are in fact set the way I want them, and hopefully I don't have any co-pilots trying to take over and steer the aircraft for the landing to our parking spot and all that. So yeah, hoping I got that resolved, but we'll see. Well, at least we're on time here as well. We didn't nail our stop, but at least we'll get another max points for our passenger. I still keep hitting the runway side on, so I have to get the markers more accurate. Yeah, that's the tough part as well, is getting that lined up and staying there, So yeah, it's that does take practice, but it also, I think part of that is if you've got the wind on, then it generally will push your aircraft one way or the other, so then you're constantly trying to realign it, or you're landing at an angle like you see some of the big jets when they come into these airports where the wind is just insane. Okay, Crocom. Oh, so we only have 2 more stops left. So we're stopping there, and then I think our final stop is right there. All right, so we're coming to the end here shortly. Oh, nice, Joseph. How are you finding it? Or did you now? You've got the route. Did you get the MP36 as well, or are you just driving the MP40 and the Nippon Gallery cab car? Because the MP36 is a bit easier to drive on the, you're not worried about the lap braking and all that sort of stuff with the MP36. Oh, I love it, Nick. I would love to visit here. I could totally see myself taking a holiday here. It would be nice. There's plenty of scenery, be some great photograph opportunities. Looks like it'd be some great place to watch some classic. Hey, Pulse, how are you? I'm good. Yeah, I would totally love to come here, just because you got some of these old brick buildings and nice countryside sort of areas. You got the seaside, and I'm getting used to it, but it's a bit hard. Yeah, the F40 is a bit hard to get used to. So yeah, it just takes practice getting, knowing when to start applying some brake to slow down. So you're coming in the station about 25 miles an hour, re-engage the brakes, and then try to come to a nice gentle stop, although that doesn't always work out that way. But yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, there's no doubt about it, but once you get the hang of it, it'll be fine. Welcome, Pulse, glad to see you here. Oh, the MP36 is a bit easier. It's just it's easy to forget to turn on your up in the middle console there, up above. You've got your switches for your engine and all that kind of stuff. You got to make sure you throw those on, because it's easy to forget, because you just think, oh, it's all set up and ready to go. No, it does. You have to make sure all that's on. You throw on the HEP generator for your lights for your passengers. Well, you don't have to, but it's just a nice thing to do. But yeah, you'll find the brakes for the MP36 a little bit easier to deal with. So you don't have to worry about that lap braking and your distances and all that. You just got to know when to start slowing down so that you come into the station at a reasonable speed so you can stop, try to stop where you're supposed to stop. Yeah, I would love to visit this area. No doubt about it. If I had a passport and the money, I'd totally do it, trust me. At some point, you can show, well, if you look at my videos on here, Joseph, there should be plenty of them that I've done with the MP36. But you know what? Tomorrow, how about this? Tomorrow we'll do a service on the MP36 from San Francisco to San Jose. You can play along with. How about that? I'll show you the setup and we'll cover all that, and then you can do the same service as I'm doing, and that way you can you can play along. How's that sound? That way you can just, instead of going back and watching the video, you can just we'll do it all live. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow then. We'll take our time. We're not going to be any rush. Cheddar Gorge is a great place with caves and walk around the gorge. Oh, nice. We have the gorge here that's most famous is the Watkins Glen Gorge up near the famous, not far from the famous racetrack. Yeah, there's a lot of gorges here in New York. I've not visited them all, but Watkins Glen is certainly my favorite. Hey, Daniel, how are you? Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow, Joseph. That's not a problem at all. So 6:30 my time, which is like 11:30 in the morning your time, I'll go live. Just try to be here right when I start up, and we'll cover the whole thing. And yeah, that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Wow, we are coming in here super early. Wow. It's like 7, well, almost 6 minutes early. Yeah, no problem, Joseph. I'm here to help out. You know, I don't mind doing that so that, you know, you can do the same service as me, and, you know, it's a good learning opportunity. You know, if you shoot past the station a little bit, it's not a big deal. Just keep trying, you know. But the MP36 is, I think you'll come to grips with that one a little bit easier than the F40. The F40 takes some patience with, especially with the braking. It's solid tree. Oh, Mick. Yeah, you might still be dreaming of one fishing ship, 2 fishing ship, 3 fishing ship. Yep, not a problem at all, Mr. Addy's glad to help out. We'll work it out together. Yeah, if anybody else wants to who's got the route, if you want to join in as well and do the same service, you're more than welcome to. Won't be necessarily a points challenge, just, you know, if you got questions along the way, I'll do my best to answer them. Ooh, I've driven the Class 33. 100 miles. Yay, us. Speed up just a bit. Just maintain a little bit of speed coming in here. Set up, and I put it forward. Nothing. Yeah, I know the problem, Joseph. But we'll do that tomorrow. We'll go from once you get in there and get all that stuff going and all that. So we'll work it out together. We'll take our time. Yeah, we are here way early, so we're going to be here for a few minutes. So here's one of the other collectibles. It's this poster. It's supposed to be like a photograph, or maybe it almost looks like a painting. Let's see, I think there's a map here somewhere. I thought. Is it on the other side? Maybe on the other side of this signal? Nope. I know there will be one down at the last stop. I'm positive of that. So I think this is where they put up like the... Oh yeah, you can see it written in... It would be written in chalk, but it's been erased. You can kind of see the faint numbers right there. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I could just imagine just sitting here on a bench, right? And just waiting for the trains to go by. Oh, you finally got it going. Well, that's good, but, we'll do it again tomorrow, Joseph. That's not a problem, just to kind of go over everything and I'll show you about the HEP to get the lights on for the passengers so that they're not sitting in the dark. So, yeah, but it'll help, I think, doing the service with me, and that way if you have any questions along the way, you can ask them. Yeah, the more the merrier. Doesn't matter if you're on Xbox or PlayStation. If anybody, yeah, that's okay, Joseph. I'll be more than happy to help you out tomorrow morning. So if anybody else has got it, more than welcome to come in. Drive along with us. Peninsula Corridor. Oh, I thought you were asking. I didn't mean to answer for Mr. Addy's. It's now watch this. They're gonna both look the same way. Here we go. Look at what is up with that? Back to the left. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, Richard. Oh, what, the Class 33 or the MP 36? Hello, Richard. Welcome. We're just getting ready to come in here to, well, we're not moving yet, but we will be shortly going towards Bishop Lydeard? Lydeard? I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced, but anyway, yeah, we're coming to the end here, which I think is going to be right there. Yep. There's our station. Get these brakes releasing so that we can get underway here in a moment. I need to study navigation. I do too, Mick. Yeah, trust me, I'm right there with you with that on Flight Sim. I feel the exact same way, and like I feel like a dodo bird with the navigation. So I guess the more you fly, the more you know. Eventually, you'll get there. Yeah, the MP36 is really nice. It was the more modern, although, let's see, 17, is it 04 or, yeah, I think it's been out for 17 years now. Still fairly modern compared to the F40s and the Nippon Gallery cab cars. The Nippon stuff is just, it's been there since the 80s. Or they were manufactured in the 80s, but they didn't come to America until I think Caltrain took over the running of the, or you know, Caltrans took over the running of the Peninsula Corridor from Southern Pacific. I have to look at what year that happened. It might have happened in the 80s. You know, I was on the East Bay, so I didn't know like a lot of what was happening in the San Francisco Bay Area when I was growing up. You know, we'd go into San Francisco, it was kind of like a treat, you know. You go to the big city sort of thing. But yeah, we rarely ever went over there. So it wasn't until like the 90s that I started really spending time in San Francisco, going to Niner football games and San Francisco Giants baseball games. Oh, look, somebody left their tractor out here. That's not good. That's not good business. That, oh. No, I don't think Richard would leave his tractor out in the field. No, I always thought whenever I saw him play Farm Sim, he always put his equipment away at night, or at the end of the stream. I haven't been on the Farm Simulator in a long time. I wonder if there's even an update for it lately. Alright. Yeah. Not too bad of a service here. I think we'll clear 10,000 action points by the time we're done. We should. I think we'll still net a... Yeah, I've not... I haven't been on there in a while. Even just to mess around, and not that I was streaming it, but just to kind of take a break from everything else, so... Yeah, this was a nice... I think this was a good choice for a Sunday morning stream. So yeah, we'll be back on in about an hour. 9 o'clock, we'll be on Flight Sim. We'll take that nice flight up from the Hurst Ranch Airfield to Watsonville. Have a nice sunrise there in California. Yeah, yeah. Well, and it's nice because it's not all about going 100 miles an hour or anything crazy like that. You know, we've been late, we've been on time. Yeah, it's been good. So, learned a little history of the area courtesy of Mick. Greatly appreciate that. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed today's little journey here on the West Somerset Railway in the Class 33. Forget about the little solar farm over here. Well, that's a pretty good sized one too. Look at that. I'm guessing that helps with the electricity production there for Bishops, or I wonder if that's a private. Somebody's using it for their own. Well, it's certainly getting charged up today. A nice sunny day here. swear I've got some of the weirdest neighbors in this area. Holy crap. Solar farms around now, especially wind farms out in the water. Yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to be building one somewhere around here as well, Mick. I don't know how, because we don't, I mean, even in the summertime, we don't get like full-blown sun. It's usually still a little bit cloudy throughout the day, so I don't know how well it's going to really work. But, yeah. And of course, we have a red right by our stop point here, just to make things exciting. Okay, train. Oh, we nailed the stop. Look at that. Right. Woo. And we're on time, too. There we go. We all have weird names. Mine just seem to be weirder than the normal level of weirdness. If that makes any sense. Yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow, Peninsula Corridor MP36 service, we'll do a, if I can, we'll do like an express or limited stop service just so that we can, just to get some practice in, but not, all stop is a bit much. It takes quite a long time. But yeah, we'll figure one out. Even if I've done it already, we'll do it again, just because. Wow. So there we are. How do we? Oh, we got a silver. I think I got bamboozled there. That's okay. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. I will see you guys in about an hour on Flight Simulator. Until then, enjoy the rest of your morning or early afternoon, and